Yeah, what really happened with me is I know I go through, a lot of people use that buzzword, life coach. I like to look at it more as life educator, because it's a little deeper than just coaching, and it meets so many different facets of life. So with me, what I had to look at while I was in is, and I have a little workshop that I do now, seminar that I do now, and it's entitled "I Have What It Takes." And so it was an affirmation that I had to tell myself every day, every morning when I got up. I have what it takes. I have what it takes to be successful. And so what I started doing is putting a plan into action to try to get me better first. And start, having a vision. I don't necessarily believe in dreams. I don't, dreams, if you look at it, people are asleep if you have a dream. I'd rather have a vision. My eyes are wide.
Come on. Who are you? Oh, my God.
And I'm in the present.
Who is this man?
That's what I look at with a vision.
What?
So, I had a vision of what I wanted to do. I was not going to be in anybody's penitentiary for the rest of my life. But what was I going to do once I got out? How was I equipped to handle being out? When most people go in and out, they say a recidivist rate is every 3 years. Everybody's back. They keep going back. And here I've been out 11 years, and the only time I go back is to work with brothers and sisters who may be incarcerated, who are still incarcerated. So, and I look at it from a peer perspective. But what I start looking at is, what were the changes that I have to make? So first, one of the things I had to look at is I had to equip myself. I had to start learning some things. I started picking up books. I started picking up self-help books, and I started, talking to people. I got away from my age group, because you look at, I was 20 years old. I just turned 20 years old at this time. I got out when I was 36. So, I was 20 at the time, so I didn't get around my peer group. I got around a bunch of older heads, and started listening to them and taking from them and sponging off of them, and and of course I became Muslim while I was incarcerated. So that was great, because those were the guys I seen doing a lot of the studying. So that felt good with me, because I'm around the guys who keep the books in their hand, and they wasn't really into the foolishness, and they had a certain type of air and as we call it, about themselves. So I wanted to, because I didn't have a father growing up either, and what stepfather I had, was a pretty abusive relationship between my mother and him and me, and so what were some of the things that I wanted to make sure that I done once I got up, that I wasn't that guy. I didn't want to be that guy. So with that, with learning, I started acting on these things. I just didn't learn. I just didn't put it in my head to just say I got it there. So I use an acronym that I talk about now. It's called LAMP. Fixing your lamp. We can walk in a Kroger store and we have all these aisles full of lights, but none of them work because they don't have a source and it's not plugged into their lamp. So I look at my lamp. It was my learning, acting on it, modeling what that behavior which I'm learning now, and then being productive and patient with what I had to do. And so I started writing my vision down. I started putting this stuff down on paper. I started taking more classes to help me out. And I started writing down. I started getting active. So what happened is, when I came home, I just started working on my plan.
I got you. Ladies and gentlemen, you're hearing the voice of Mr. Hassan Clay. He's live in the studio with us. Let's go to line 1.